I made Greg's laptop go dead. So I just want to say thank you again for being on the Purple Kirk podcast.
Oh, my pleasure.
We talked for so long, even before we hit record, that I made your laptop go dead. I killed Greg's laptop. Forgive me.
No, Greg had a brain fart and didn't plug the power supply in.
Listen, technology is great when it works. We were talking about that earlier. But so you got these, you got the trombone, decarbo fiber trombone, and we were talking about how the temperature changes it's much better using one of these than a metal trombone, especially when you're touring.
Yeah. It's a lot more resistant to, the rigors of the playing than, maybe a metal horn would be.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's
the other thing I like too, man. It requires less energy. So, as you get up in the years, which I definitely qualify for, you don't need to exert as much to get the same amount of sound out of it.
Not as much breath pressure.
I don't have to blow as loud. It just, the horn is like, it's like it's got a preamp built into it or something.
I understand. It's like a condenser mic for the trombone. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. So, how much of an adjustment did that take for you to playing a conventional, brass trombone to get used to not exerting so much anymore? How long did it take you to?
Well, the biggest thing was because of the design of the horn, even the carbon fibers, the way they're woven, are designed for the sound to go straight out. Like with a brass instrument, it kind of like, I can't really describe it, comes around the horn.
Yeah.
So you can hear yourself playing, but because the sound is more built and going away from you, I don't realize how loud I'm playing. So the biggest adjustment is you don't have to play that loud. The horn is already doing the work for you.
But when it comes to the listening skills part of it, that was the toughest adjustment because you're not hearing the horn like you used to coming back at you. Is that okay? So that probably was the biggest adjustment, and you got an ear.
That horn.
No, you got an ear.
Yeah, that horn sounds a lot more like it's playing away from you, whereas a typical brass instrument, you almost feel like you're standing in front of it.
Geez, I feel like I need a PhD in physics right now, acoustics but seriously, what we're discussing, the material changes the scope and the sound and the way that the sound is physically traveling out of the tube. So that's a whole other, being a musical geek is a wonderful thing. It really is because people don't realize, real music by real musicians, but the things that you have to do to make a real instrument play.
Yeah.
And then you're changing up what you're playing with, the material that you play with. It's incredible. Well, my man, thank you so much for being on here. This has been a lot of fun. Please, we're all going to humble brag for you when you don't. So that's okay. So, but seriously, folks, check out Greg again. You can check him out on Facebook. You can check him out on Twitter, on Tromboyer. I love that. Donna, shout out to your wife, Donna. Right?
Oh,
Donna,
no doubt.
right? Yeah, shout out to listen. Where would we be without our better halves? Let's be clear.
Well, the word "better" says it all.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I say, Commander in Chief. Better half.
And if I can, since we're gonna bring family into it, let me scream and holler to my kids.
Please.
My son Adrian, who, as we mentioned earlier, just had a son on the 18th.
Congratulations.
Congrats to you.
Happy New Father's Day.
My daughter Amanda, whose wedding I played at, and
congratulations.
My daughter Asia, i.e. Steely Dan.
Oh, cool. AJ.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. She's got the other two lovely little grandkids. Wonderful. And shout out to her and my daughter Elizabeth out in LA.
Wow. Wow.
So
What a
yeah.
blessing. What a blessing, Greg. Friends and
So
family.
shout out to the gang.
Shout out to the gang. Shout out
Yeah.
to the whole Boyer crew.
Yeah.
And again, if you liked what you heard today, because I do this, I tell everybody that comes on the show, I didn't tell you, but I liken this to a dive bar. The lighting's kind of dim. Well, it's actually pretty good today. The lighting's kind of dim, but the conversation and the whole repartee is just comfortable, familiar, and unedited.
Yes.
Because we're trying to keep it 100 here on the Purple Curve podcast. So if you like what you heard today, please go down below. Hit
You
like
know,
and
aside
subscribe.
from that minute or two where I was trying to regain power, you know, it's unedited.
Unedited. Listen, that's okay. Unfiltered too. We don't filter here. This is for grown folk. So you know, we don't filter any of the stuff out. So it's all good. It's all good. So
Yeah.
again, if you like what you heard, go down below, hit like and subscribe, share, hit the notification buttons, all the buttons so that you get the next episodes coming up pretty soon. We're going to have Eloy LaSanta from Prince's Friend, also known from Strays of the World. So stay tuned. Once again, thanks to my guest, Greg Boyer. And
now you do have these archived, right?
I do. It's on YouTube. It's all on YouTube.
Sweet.
All right. I'm going to hit stop and we're going to say, peace, hair grease, keep it purple, people. Keep it purple.